Hi everyone. We're back again with another podcast, and today I have a lovely guest, Thabile Mkunu. I have known her for years, and I'm so excited for you guys to get to know her. So yeah, let's just flow into it. Do you remember the first time we met? First time you met me. Let me rather say it that way.
Not exactly, but I do know. I don't know if we met at school or before. I'm just not sure, but no, I don't. But I do. I remember meeting you, but I just don't remember where it was
Oh,
exactly.
exactly, yeah. I've got a weird, freaky, like almost photographic memory for things like that. So I know I met you when you were advising me not to go to Hillcrest High
That sounds like
because
me.
seasonally for you it was just
Yeah.
not the best thing, and it was okay. I didn't listen to that advice at first, very honest, and then and not so much because of you. It was just a general thing. So many people told me don't do it. Oh my gosh, why are you doing it? And when I did do it and I went there, I was like, she
Should
was
have.
right. Yeah. It's not an environment for everyone. I think it's a big school and it's got a
Yeah.
lot of emotions. I would like to say that. It's got a lot of people with different things coming down at once. And Waterfall College, I think, allowed me to process some things that Hillcrest High just doesn't have the time for, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I get you.
But yeah, how was your Hillcrest High experience?
Man, hookers, hi. I think I still get emotional like every time I think about it. So I went into Hookers High. So our first grade 7 was Winston Park, then grade 8. I was like, I definitely have to go to Hookers High because literally 80%, if not 90, were going to Hookers High. So I was like, that's where I'm gonna go. And then also most of my aunts went to Hookers High. So it was kind of just like generational.
A legacy thing. I
Yeah,
get you.
so I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go to Hillcrest. Got to Hillcrest, grade 8 was great. Like, I loved it, I wouldn't even lie. I think back then I was like a lot myself in terms of I got there and I was just like this happy person that wanted to make friends and wanted to make a nice environment for myself at school. And then I met up with these girls, these 8 girls, and I think that was probably the worst mistake that I did. Moving from having a small circle into a bigger circle. And yeah, when people see this, they'll know which girls I'm talking about, but that's, yeah. So I met these girls and we clicked, man. We clicked, it was good, but we all come from different homes, different environments. We process things differently. We live differently. So I've always been the type of person that likes doing a lot, man, for people. Like I do too much. Sometimes it's so like not necessary. So got with these girls, and then things happened basically. So I got bullied. Imagine getting bullied by 8 girls. That was like a terrible experience. I would never ever wish it on anyone. It was pretty horrible. And a lot happened. I started eating in the bathroom because I couldn't be in the same environments as them. I had to move classes because I couldn't be in the same class. At that point, I couldn't even function. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything.
That's like closing it's almost like jail without being jail. You're closing yourself off by, and not yourself. It's because it's happening to you. Yeah.
So it got like very overwhelming. But at first, I didn't see it as bullying. At first, it was like little comments. So what happened is I, grew out very early. Like, body wise.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so they make comments like, oh, like, what's a clan when it's skate? They'd say things like that. Like, that just were, I mean, even when you have a nice body, you always feel like there's something that is
Not perfect. I get you.
exactly.
Always.
So when people now start pointing out certain things, you're kind of like, ish, you now feel uncomfortable. Yeah. And there were just little things like my skin tone was an issue, a huge issue as well. Yeah, so I think so that was a problem as well. So yeah, so I got bullied. And then I decided, you know what? Because I started fainting every time I had to go to school in the mornings. I'd literally wake up in the hospital like 5 times a week. So then at some point, my gran was like, nope, something's going on at school. And so then I moved to Waterfall. So my experience at Hillcrest,
Really not the greatest.
Not the greatest.
And I feel so bad that you had to even go through that. Wait, if they approach the teachers and stuff like that, no one would, or they can't get involved. It's a bit too much.
No, like I approached the teachers, I wrote letters, I did everything. They give you a psychologist at school, and it's kind of just like you're still at school.
Yeah.
My problem was coming to school, and it got worse because some of the girls basically like would come to my house, like they kind of lived with me but didn't live with me.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to say like, because then people will know who I'm talking about.
Okay,
but it was kind of a thing of like they would basically be at my house all the time, and they would bully me at home, bully me at school, and I guess I didn't say anything about it at first because I wasn't like really sure what to say, or I thought maybe people would look at me differently, or I don't know. But yeah, it got really hectic at some point.
I am interested in one thing that you just said there. You said your grandparents. So did you live with your grandparents from like a young age?
No, I've never lived with my grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like
They were your comfort space to speak.
yes. So my gran is very like, you know, she's always texting me, always finding out if I'm good and if anything is wrong, or she can pick it up in my voice. So I think each morning she would call me, hey, are you good? And stuff like that. And I'd just be like, yeah, I'm okay, but I really don't want to go to school. Can you like pick me up? Can we do something? And then she just realized something's off. Like, because I've always been someone who's very focused in education and I like studying and I enjoy, you know, all of these things. But she was just like, something's wrong. Like, even the way you're speaking in the mornings, like when I call you in the evening, you're different. When I call you in the morning, you're different. So she just picked that up and she was like, she wants a meeting with my parents. And then I slept over one day at my grand's, and when it was time to go to school, I woke up and I passed out. Like I fainted. She called the ambulance came, they took me to the hospital, and then she asked me, okay, cool, like now we gotta talk, what's going on? And then I told her, and then she was like, cool, let's speak to your parents. And that day I went to Hillcrest, took all my stuff, went to Waterfall,
Never looked back.
never looked back.
That sounds like a great day. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
Oh, I like that. That's so exciting. Okay, so I've noticed that you post a lot of your parents, your mom and your dad.
So my people.
I love the relationship that you have with them. But I do want to hear something between mom and dad. Who's your first go-to? Or do you have specific people for specific things?
I think my parents are very different, but the same at the same time. I don't know, it's weird. Like, they're very calm people. But when it comes to friendship, relationships, obviously my mom. And then when it comes to like practical things like job related, but also my dad friend related, I definitely go to my dad, but I'm close to both of them. And like when something goes wrong, I'll call my dad, then my mom.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't know, I'm close to both of them. Like, I don't think about it, you know.
That's a good thing though, too. It's very rare to be in that space where you actually have both parents, first of all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of people bounce off jealousy of those things. I'm just going back to the experience you had probably at Hillcrest High. And like you say, people don't know how to process their emotions. They don't know how to deal with, I've got a problem at home, I'm going to take it out on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and we say little snide, stupid comments, if I'd like to say that. And I really do. I never encourage stuff like that because I know how it feels. And but with those emotional breakdowns, when did you realize that, okay, I'm not someone who can deal with certain things for a very long time before it emotionally or starts affecting me? That makes sense.
Yeah, anxiety is such a weird concept. Like, it's so weird. Like, you don't know you have it until you start feeling it. Like, there's something that happens. So for me, I was shutting down a lot.
Okay.
Right? The first time I had an anxiety attack, I was just shutting down. Like, my brain switches off. I can't breathe. Shaking a lot, crying.
Do you go numb at the fingertips?
I do.
Okay.
I go
say
numb.
that because I've also got anxiety, so I'm relating with everything that you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like you can't speak. You can't do anything. You kind of like just in a zone where you'd like to just lay on the bed and do nothing. You know? So for me, yeah. When did I realize I had anxiety? I think it was straight after yes. So I got to Waterfall
Mm.
and I just wasn't speaking.
Okay.
So for weeks before I went to Waterfall, I wasn't speaking in general. Like I was just quiet. Even my parents, I wouldn't speak to my parents. I just wasn't saying anything, and that obviously scared my parents. At Waterfall, I don't know if you remember, I was just very quiet in the beginning when I arrived, to the point where one of my teachers was like, "Can you speak?" And I was like,
Yeah. I think I do remember a little bit
yeah,
of that.
I'm choosing not to. So I think for like a few weeks or a month, I just didn't say anything to anyone. I was just quiet. And that was my anxiety taking over. Because if you think about it, I've moved from a school where I'm getting bullied, right? I'm moving into another school now and have to start everything all over again. And I don't know how to react. My anxiety is getting the best of me. My depression was super high at that time. Yeah, so basically.
So that was your first trigger. But then going back generationally, I know a lot of people say they struggle living in a black home.
Yeah.
And then speaking about those emotional impacts, how did you approach it with your grandparents?
It was actually just very easy with my grandparents. I think in our household in general, my grandparents and my parents, we have this whole thing where everyone's allowed to say how they feel. From a young age, I've always been allowed to say whatever I feel, and I've always had room to express. Yeah, like I've always had room to express myself, to be who I am, say what I want. Obviously, like you got to think about what you have to say. But no, my parents have always been very calm. My gran as well, always been a listener, very just supportive in every way.
Okay. And going off of that, do you have any like pets? I asked that because I know a lot of people say they get you get human emotional support, don't get me wrong. But I think animals are because they don't speak,
Yeah.
they don't have the time of day to say or reflect any emotion that you even reflect on them. Do you have any pets that help you or
I mean, my dogs just yeah, they run away. I don't know why. Like maybe I'm the problem, but like my dogs always run away. Like every single time I get a dog, Thabile, they run away.
you guys have like an open yard or
Yeah, we do. Okay. But like no, there's a gate and everything. But my first dog, Hugo, like just ran. Like I think my helper opened the gate and then never ever saw him again. My other dog, I don't even remember my dog's name. That's not good. But yeah, Shem, Zabalegazam, like they just run away.
Okay. Yeah. And any other pets?
Right now, there's a rabbit, but I'm not really a fan of rabbits, I won't lie.
Okay, wait, you've got the rabbit, but you're not a fan of the rabbits?
Well, it's not exactly mine, but it's there.
Okay. Okay. We'll get back to that. Oh man, I like that. Do you have any siblings?
I do. So this is an interesting story. Technically I'm an only child, right? But my sister, her mom passed away when she was in grade R. So it's my dad's sister. Yeah, my dad's sister. Okay. So she passed away. She had cancer in grade R. And then we took in my cousin, who is now my sister. So I've lived with her like my whole life, basically. Oh yeah. Goodness. So she's literally I'm all she's ever known. And same with me, vice versa. So yeah, so I do have siblings, but it's an adoption story as well. Like we adopted her and now she's my sister, man.
And when she asks questions?
Oh, she knows. We told her from a very young age because obviously she's got an older sister as well. Okay. So we didn't want like confusion. We didn't want her to feel like she can't get to know her other family because obviously she knew cousins and all of that from her mom's side. So we didn't want to break that, kind of be like, okay, now we're taking you can't speak to anyone else, yabo. I get you, so like she knew that my mom has passed away because obviously she was in grade R, so like she has
she has an understanding. She was old enough.
Yeah, she was old enough.
That's a beautiful story, actually. I do want to talk about Memulo Wako. It was so beautiful.
It was.
Oh, whose idea was it, first of all? Who's the first person who came up to you and how did that conversation go?
So umemulo, how did it come about? Because I wasn't actually planning on having umemulo, but it was a thing of, okay, now you have, you see your great dog with tat, so
Talk about those 3 bags. Okay. We get there.
so great dog with tattoo, and we've never done anything for you, and so I was like, guys, like, just give me money.
Yeah.
Just give me money. And my dad was like, no, like, we need to. Yeah, no, I was good with the money. I was going to go and travel and do something. But my dad was like, nah, we want to thank you the right way because it's a huge thing, So then my dad was like, how about wenza umemulo and a grad party? And I was like, okay, umemulo. Never thought about that, but cool. But the whole process of it, damn. Because we had to go back because we're not traditional people. So now we had to go back and ungenze umane umhlonyana and do like, so everything was like, it was a month packed full of just events.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry for not arriving. I will be very honest, but it was so beautiful. I actually regret it till this day.
And I planned it myself, the whole thing.
I believe you though.
The whole thing.
When you got to matric, I'll tell you something. We were the matric class after you, right?
Yeah.
Mrs. Van, we get into a history class and she says to me, you guys need to pass like Thabile did.
Oh my God.
We're like, what? Thabile? What's this got to do with us? She's like, no, guys. She goes, yeah, Thabile shot out of nowhere. She passed so well. And we were like, this lady. So yes, you left a legacy, first of all, at Waterfall College. I just want to let you know. A lot of pressure for us.
That's a good thing.
It is. Oh my goodness, you did such a great thing. And going back to what you were saying about your grandparents noticing that you weren't, you know what I'm saying? It actually reflects later on. You're like, because when you came into Waterfall College, clearly she wasn't expecting that bang from you. Let me be very honest. The way she was speaking about it.
Yeah, because I arrived late.
Yeah.
Middle of the year also.
Well, anyway, it was so beautiful. I was like, and you at that point you had Rhodes doing your thing. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
But how was
Shout out to my rodents. That is the best place to be.
Hey.
Yeah, but Rhodes was amazing. Yo, guys, if I could go back, when they say like, where would you go? Rhodes.
I was gonna ask that, but okay, let's go. Yeah.
Rhodes, amazing. I think because obviously my whole life, like it's my parents, my family. I'm in Durban, like this is my space. I won't lie, I cried when I was going to Rhodes because I was like, I don't want to go there. My dad was like, your grandfather was doing his PhD there, so you gotta go there. And I was like, okay, cool. And I guess because I love my grandfather so much, may his soul rest in peace. But like I was like, okay, cool, let me go. So I went to Rhodes, and probably the best decision I ever made. I learned how to be independent. Studying was like my escape. If I got too anxious or I felt really sad or I was missing home, I just would go to the library, read something. That's another thing, I love reading. So it was a good experience. Obviously the drinking was amazing as well. There's a special every single day. 2 rand tequila, 5 rand wine. I think a specialist in Gecko. So that was also mad.
Abazali balelayo ngicela nivala ama-camera at this point.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I love that. Oh, it sounds like you really grew in your space there.
I did. And I think also the other thing I love about Rhodes is you get to meet a lot of people from different countries.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone, it's like a hub, like it's a hotspot. Like people from different countries, everyone just goes to Rhodes. You meet a person from like France, and like there were so many countries that I learned. Like there's what is it, Gambia? Okay. There's people from Gambia, people from there's another country that I didn't know. I just forgot, but it was just like super exciting, and. Met a lot of people, lot of connections, like what is it called? Networking. That's the word I was looking for. A lot of networking. I think I just loved Rhodes. I loved everything about it, the experience, the people, the culture, the learning space. Okay. Yeah.
I'm so excited. Actually, I almost want to go back.
Me too. Take me back.
Take me back in time. I'll go to the roads next time. But no, that's actually really exciting. I do want to ask something. It's a little out of the notes, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Then when it came to processing stuff like striking, for example, because you're in a hub full of other cultures and full of other people, how did that go down? Or were there not really a lot of strikes? They weren't.
Oh no, Rhodes was like the place of striking.
Okay.
So I mean, I participated in everything. I was just that student. Like I did everything. Like we're protesting, Asambini. Like I remember, not that it's a good thing, but my favorite protest was the one where we all wore dukes, and then we were like, completely like just naked up top, and we were protesting against rape, right? So that was. It's very weird to say it was my favorite protest because we're not protesting about something good, but I think that the culture there is so good. Everyone fights for what they believe, and I participated in every strike.
I like that.
Every single one.
Oh my goodness.
So I was there with the board.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I think we misconceptualize striking. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
I think striking has its place. Let me put it that way. In society, politically, as a South African, you should understand it.
Yeah.
So I get you. But that's very exciting though. Doing it with other students from different hubs.
Oh yeah. And I almost got shot, but like, that's a story for that. Literally, I almost got shot. I was running, and my asthma was at its peak. I was running, and the police were just not having it. Like it was just it's a mess, but I enjoyed it.
I like that.
I really liked it. I would lie.
Okay, let's go to a little bit of a wind down session. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite leisure activity?
Netflix.
Okay.
I love Netflix so much. I love being inside the house, sitting on the couch, wearing sweatpants, eating popcorn, and watching Netflix. That's literally my favorites. And then also going out to restaurants.
Okay.
So I have,
like that.
yeah, I have to.
Favorite restaurants?
Ooh, that's hard. I don't think I have Zai.
Okay, I'm gonna try that one.
Zai.
Wine. Your choice of wine, red or white?
White.
White.
Okay. Well, but it depends on what I'm eating, also. Or you're saying it also depends on my mood. Like if I need a kick, I'll go with red. If I'm just like chilling, I'll go with white. If I'm eating pasta or seafood, I'll go with white. If I'm eating steak, I'll go with red. I was in wine tasting society. I know my wines.
Cuisine girl.
That's me.
I told you guys, she's your go-to. Please go to her Instagram. Please, I'm begging you. Go to her Instagram. It is so beautiful. I don't know how you aesthetically. I remember a couple years ago I asked you for advice, and I still look at my Instagram. I'm like, I don't think I took the advice. That's the first thing. But secondly, I'm not doing something right there.
Now Instagram is hard to put together. I would like,
and the pressure is real too. Not to be weird, but like the pressure is really real. I know you're in the season of your life of working now, and we've grown out of the school situation and whatnot. What is your go-to, like, I mean, work is work. It's not exactly somewhere we can run away from. This is where we get our paycheck.
Yeah.
And if you do feel under pressure, anxiety, depression, any of those waves, I call them waves because that's how I feel like they come actually. You can be perfectly fine. We could be sitting here and chatting and having a good time, and then out of nowhere, for me, it hits me like that. It's like, you're out of nowhere. How do you deal with those waves?
It's tough, because obviously in my workspace, I work with a lot of kids. So it would be weird to say like my life doesn't like hit me sometimes while I'm teaching or whatever. So when that happens in that environment, I focus on the positive. So I'll spend more time talking to one specific kid or all the kids, or I will do an activity that will take me out of that mindset, more interactive, where I'm speaking, I'm doing group work, I'm doing things. So in the workspace, when that happens, that's what I do. Yeah, that's my go-to. And sometimes when I shut down, I just keep quiet and I read something or I watch something. That usually helps, take you out of your own mind. Yeah.
And you're very you're very good at the quotes and the positive. Like every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, Thabile, she's back with the bang.
Every morning, I'm there with the quotes.
And it helps. You know what? It actually helps even someone like me. I'm like, you wake up some days and you're feeling really down.
Yeah.
and you just need that boost. And it's really, I just want to say from my side, I really love the fact that you do that. Okay, I do like to do something in my show, and it's called We Are Leaving Something. So when you leave this couch, what is one thing that you are leaving behind? Like emotionally or mentally.
Wow.
It can even be a struggle maybe you had back then, but yeah.
I think it's just the fear of trying new things because this is new, right? Like this is
Yeah.
the first time I've ever done something like this. So
Thank you.
coming here, like I wouldn't even lie, my anxiety was like. But I think that's what I'm leaving behind, the fear of trying new things. Like it was good, I enjoyed it, and yeah, that's what I'd say. Just the fear of trying new things. I think I should do it more often.
Leaving that behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, the second question I was gonna ask you is, what are you trying? Now I'm thinking, you've already said you're gonna try new things.
Oh yeah, no. Try new things, traveling. That's what I want to do.
That's so exciting.
And have a family.
Okay, wait, we're getting somewhere. We're not done, guys. I just wanna another 25 minutes.
Hey, bro,
That's
I'm
so
getting old.
exciting.
My time is ticking.
No, I get you. Oh my goodness, I don't want to talk about age, but like we're in that space where we're grown now.
Yeah, we are.
And we're looking
Sometimes
for
I look in the
potential
mirror and I'm
husbands.
like, is this me? Like, am I this old?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, I think I'm in a space where I'm happy with where I'm working. I'm happy with the group of people I'm working with, and I'm happy at home. I want to start something on my own. I want to have my own family and have a really happy household.
Okay.
I think that's the most important thing for me. Like, I want my household to be happy. I want everyone to understand that if you have a problem, any problem, come to me. If you're feeling sad, come to me. I don't want to be like, depression, I exist, Dila. You know, I want my kids to have an open, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but I just want like happiness all around and just seeing it in their faces. You know, like this, they come from a really good, happy household. Because I feel like that's what I got from my parents.
Yeah.
Love my parents too. Like, they are the best people ever. Like, they gave me the best childhood, not mind you, they still take care of me.
Hey.
Like, they're just amazing.
I always see those posts. Hey, Dad washed my car.
Oh, dude, my dad,
Full tank.
both of them, they always doing the most, and that's what I want.
You look so much like your mom. It is crazy.
But you should see me standing next to my dad as well. Like, when I'm standing next to them, it's
that's
like,
the thing.
who,
It's actually,
yeah, who do you look like? But I'm my mom's twin, definitely.
Oh.
Same. Just light skin, dark skin. That's fine.
It's beautiful to see though as well, that relationship, but I do think it harbors you to being the next best person for the next, you know what I'm saying? Next generation, a good mom, and dealing with all these things actually makes you I don't know, it actually matures you a lot more than other people at a certain pace. So that's very exciting. Very excited for you, for your next journey and going ahead.
I'm joking.
There's a part 2. You guys request a part 2 in the comment section. We're coming with it. I'm waiting for a baby here, and I'll be a great aunt. I'm just saying, like,
I'm joking. I still have like 2 years to live. Like, I still have 2 years to live. Next thing, I'm pregnant next year. We never know.
Oh, guys.
I can always feel a surprise.
Keep pressure. A lot of pressure. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Okay, so as a token of our appreciation, we just want to give you something small, something minor, but we hope it keeps you warm and reminds you of your first thing that you did.
Oh yeah. I love that.
So it's just a cute shirt just saying Couch Surfing Podcast.
I love this. I love this too.
Yeah.
The pink was a good touch. I'm definitely gonna wear it.
Thank you so much.
Next time I come, I'll be wearing it.
Okay.
I'm coming back next.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're coming to invade your space
Thank
next time.
you. I'm happy with this. This is very cute, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I hope you grow. I hope you find your peace in this space.
I appreciate
Very
it. I hope
important.
you do too. You're doing amazing things
Thank
in your
you.
life. Like, you're a whole adult, bro.
Pressure.
Nah, but you're great. You're gonna do great things. I know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.